In the previous video, we have quickly looked at the downfall of Mr. Anil Ambani, and now in this video we will briefly discuss reasons behind the downfall of Mr. Anil Ambani. Here is a lowdown on the downfall of Mr. Anil Ambani. The downfall of Reliance Communication. Reliance Communication, also known as RCom, was the most promising business Anil took over. Reports say that when RCom started as Reliance Infocom in 2002, it chose the CDMA platform, which was then an emerging technology. However, rivals such as Airtel and Hutch were using the GSM. However, as the telecom industry grew, Reliance was at a disadvantage with CDMA, since it only supported 2G and 3G. When 4G came, RCom lost out. Adding to its woes, over the years, competition in the telecom industry intensified, with various players vying for more subscribers, lower prices. In a bid to stay in the game, Anil kept borrowing to grow and expand the business. Telecom is a capital-intensive business, and over the years, the industry was hit with price wars and falling profitability, and RCom was no exception. As Anil kept trying to grow the business aggressively, the need for investments went up, which meant he was borrowing more. The final nail in the coffin was his brother's entry into the telecom business. After the non-compete clause ended in 2010, Mr. Mukesh Ambani acquired Infotel Broadband, marking his foray into the telecom business. In 2016, he took the industry by storm with the launch of Reliance Jio Infocom, which sounded the death knell not just for RCom, but for the entire telecom industry. Amid widening losses and piling debt, RCom shut its wireless operations in 2017. Anil then shifted focus to other businesses. He also announced a debt resolution plan to sell assets and pay debt. At the time, Anil struck a deal with his brother to sell RCom to Jio, but the sale was scrapped after the telecom department asked Jio to take responsibility for RCom's dues, which Mukesh wasn't willing to do. It went into insolvency proceedings in May 2018, with the National Company Law Tribunal admitting 3 petitions against RCom, filed by Ericsson. At the time, Ericsson claimed that RCom owed it over 1100 crore rupees in dues. The Supreme Court had, at the time, threatened to imprison Anil if he didn't pay 5.5 billion rupees to Ericsson India in a month's time. Mr. Mukesh Ambani then stepped in at the last moment and made the payment for his brother. Cut to 2020, RCom has over 50,000 crore rupees in debts. Its assets are up for sale. Jio has been declared highest bidder for Reliance Infratel, while UV Asset Reconstruction Company has been declared the highest bidder for Reliance Communications and Reliance Telecom, as per a report. On the other hand, Industrial and Commercial Bank of China Limited, China Development Bank and Export-Import Bank of China have reportedly sued Mr. Anil Ambani in London for defaulting on $708 million of loans including interest. It was following this that Mr. Anil Ambani was directed by the court to pay $100 million, which he reportedly plans to appeal against. Reliance Capital. In May 2019, Reliance Capital excited the mutual funds business by selling its entire stake in Reliance Nippon Life Asset Management Limited. Both partners held 42.88% each in the company, while the rest is with public shareholders. In July 2019, Anil said that the company will be raising 217 billion rupees by selling assets of various businesses. At the time, Reliance put its general insurance business, its private equity or real estate business and radio business on the block. In September 2019, Anil announced that Reliance Capital will exit its lending business and let its insurance units become long-term value creators. Reliance Home Finance and Reliance Commercial Finance are working closely with lenders to finalize a resolution plan, it was further announced. Anil told shareholders at the time that Reliance Capital suffered great collateral damage from the crisis in the financial services sector and irrational action by auditors and rating agencies, and the economic slowdown. Reliance Home Finance also defaulted on bond repayments. Reliance's infrastructure and power businesses. Reliance Infra and Reliance Power have not been doing well either. Both companies have been defaulting on loans. On January 7, 2020, Reliance Power informed the stock exchanges that it defaulted on a debt repayment of 685 crore rupees. After the default, Yes Bank acquired 30% stake in Reliance Power subsidiary Rosa Power Supply by invoking pledged shares. Meanwhile, reports suggest that Adani Group is in talks with Reliance Power to acquire one of its subsidiaries, Vidarbha Industries Power (VIPL), which supplies electricity to Adani Electricity Mumbai. In the past, the Adani Group also acquired the Mumbai electricity distribution business from Reliance Infrastructure in 2017, apart from also buying 2 transmission projects from the company. As per reports, Reliance Infra had a debt of 148 billion rupees till September 2019. Other businesses. As on December 31, 2019, Anil Ambani Group companies including Reliance Communications, Reliance Naval and Engineering, Reliance Infrastructure, and Reliance Power defaulted on loans worth over 43,800 crore rupees. In January 2020, Reliance Naval and Engineering was admitted for insolvency proceedings by the Ahmedabad bench of the NCLT. This came after the company defaulted on dues to IDBI Bank, which first filed for insolvency proceedings in June 2018. According to reports, Reliance Naval has 9,492 crore rupees in loans outstanding. Overall, while Mr. Mukesh Ambani has gone on to become the richest man in Asia, brother Anil is drowning in mounting debts, payment defaults, and legal battles. A slowdown in the economy, and intense competition in the telecom sector, reckless growth plans, and an unchecked ambition has led to the eventual downfall of one of the richest men in the world.